We've heard Douglas Murray identifying a lot of the problems in the Middle East, but what about what solutions he would put forward? He talks of the two-state solution when it's been tried for 75 years and has just been met with violence and hostility is obviously insane. But what would he propose? And this is Douglas Murray speaking with Rabbi Aubrey Hirsch on the History for the Curious JLE podcast. You should make sure to check it out. But have a look at what he said about what he thinks is a way forward.
What do you feel can be done?
My view is that it's a pretty insoluble problem for the time being, because it's extremely hard to give lots of things to people who want to kill. And no other country will put up with it. And my view is that the Palestinians have mucked it up for themselves. You know, we accept that there are problems around the world which are not currently solvable, and maybe this is one of them. You know, when somebody knocks their head against the wall repeatedly and makes no progress, you would have thought that you could decide perhaps that this was not the wall to hit your head against.
So there you go. Douglas says, look, I'm not going to impose a solution on Israel. He can't even come up with one. But what he is saying, which is so obvious, is that why are you putting all the onus on the Israelis? They've tried time and time again, and they've just been met with genocidal intent, a desire to rid the Middle East of a Jewish state. That's been the intention, the whole concept, the ploy of the Palestinian movement from its inception. And so Douglas is saying, at the very least, stop pushing Israel to find some kind of meeting of the minds with a modern day Nazi-esque ideology. It's insane. And they've tried it time and time again, both trying to sit down with them, sometimes unilaterally offering them things like giving them Gaza, which was like a mini two-state solution. And what we got in return, basically from day one, was rockets, was violence, was Hamas takeover of the culture, of the educational institutions, of the media, and culminating in the October 7th massacre. And so, at the very least, this notion where we see Western leaders saying, Israel, you've got to do your part, you've got to keep trying to find a meeting of the minds, that's just sick and that's cruel. And sometimes there can't be a meeting of the minds. Sometimes a problem is insolvable, at least if you want to try and find a way to find a mutually agreeable solution. And sometimes you just have to say that. Not everything can be solved through a utopian sit down, breaking bread. It can't always. And so the reason why I want to share this clip is because he's right in saying the world shouldn't be imposing solutions on Israel when Israel's done everything she can. But number one is they should be, if anything, imposing pressure and criticism of the Palestinian movement, which has shown basically no ability to compromise. But perhaps it also should give us as Jews or Israelis pause for thought in thinking maybe we need to approach this through a different paradigm now. Maybe we really do have to shift. Maybe we have to think of some much bolder solutions to dealing with a whole ideology which is centered around destroying the Jewish state. So Douglas is absolutely right to say that it's not solvable in the conventional sense of a two-state solution. And we shouldn't be pointing the finger at Israel, the world shouldn't. But perhaps as well, it should be pause for thought for Jews and Israelis to start being more innovative and take a new path, adopt a new paradigm for dealing with this issue. Because clearly, dancing to the same old tunes has been a failed paradigm. We just didn't really realize it because what the Palestinian side was saying was so outrageous, as Inat Wolf said. But we can't afford to bury our heads in the sand because it costs lives. Hi everybody, thanks for watching. If you want to watch another one, click here. If you want to subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest JTV content, click here. And if you're feeling really keen, you can click the join button down below underneath this video, where you can get perks including early access to new videos and private live discussions with me, where we can talk about JTV content and strategy moving forward, and I'll get to hear from you. Thanks again for watching.